establish those spaces. So it's really a gift for all of us to have that kind of space to more easily offer our prayers and connect with God. Okay, so there's holy trees, there's holy locations, there's Mecca, there's all kinds of holy spaces. But this is ours that true parents gave to us. So I think it's really precious to have that available. So Spirit and Truth is the first guidance that Mother gave us, and we're working on that. We're continually developing that. The next thing is, actually this morning we had a wonderful testimony about, Mother's guidance on focusing on the 99.99% of birth and rebirth comes from the mother side. And the way we translated that into witnessing was, instead of focusing too much on teaching the truth to witness to people, it's about creating the right environment for people to feel God's love. So even right now we're adjusting the CARP one-on-one outreach efforts, witnessing efforts. Instead of focusing on having students study one-on-one DP from cover to cover, which was the standard up to now for the past few years, we want to start with actually creating more of an environment where the students are naturally attracted to and feel God's love. So environment is subject now, not the truth. Let me repeat that. Creating the proper environment is the subject now, not teaching the truth. Okay? Doesn't mean that the truth is not relevant anymore, just what is subject. So, actually, I did want to invite Shogo. He doesn't know, but share a 2-minute testimony about the witnessing happening on campus, the new things that you're trying. And why don't you come up? Let's welcome up Shogo. He's one of our CARP student leaders. Similar to this morning.
Oh, okay. Josh. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah. So maybe some of you guys heard this morning, so for you guys, just a brief overview. For those of you who haven't, so in CARP, we've been discussing new ways to, recreate witnessing aligned to Mother's new guidance, because we had the bombshell dropped on us in Las Vegas when CARP met with Reverend Dunkley that environment is 99.99%, the truth is 0.001%, and then that Mother's asking us focus on the principles of creation, the original principles, not our concept of it, but the original principles of creation, true parents' accomplishments, and Mother's words. And then so that throws out what we've been doing, the model or the standard that we had before. And so a lot of CARP chapters even now are still wondering, so what do we do? What does witnessing look like? Everything that we've been comfortable with and used to is out the window. And so it was honestly a pretty scary, nervous time, but for myself, I think through Reverend Dunkley's guidance, I felt excited and I wanted to try something new. Maybe it'll fail this semester and completely be a bust, and try something new next semester until we find what Mother's really looking for, because the result that we brought until now, Mother is saying we need more, we need something bigger. If we witness with a 99%, we can bring 99% of result, not 0.01% of result like we've been doing. And so, and we've offered so much junk and I've been working so hard, but we're trying to step away from the model where we use the truth as the subject, and then the environment, like workshops, and we talked about it before, but how can the environment help the guests receive the truth has been the model up until now. But shifting that to how can the truth even support creating an environment? That's the purpose of introducing truth, is so that they can be a part of that environment and feel God's love through it. And then up until now, we've been doing this one-on-one approach where we go to someone and grab them and almost drag them, some people are more willing, but kind of please come, and we want you to come, please come, yeah, let's read divine principle. And not everyone's excited about it, but they come because, the CARP people are cool, I like hanging out with them, so I guess I have to read to hang out with them. And it's kind of like a requirement to be in CARP. And I could see the hesitation in some people, and some people would drift away from CART because of that. But we're trying to shift the model and say, okay, Mother's saying don't read Divine Principle cover to cover. Stop giving like these outdated Divine Principle lectures, but really new education centered on Mother. And so we started doing tabling. And so the thought behind that was second generation have built up this beautiful culture that I think is really, really precious. We have this like siblings bond. And if we just have that on the campus and people are walking by and see that, and say, oh, what's that? That's something new. Like I've never seen a wholesome environment where people are laughing like that and they don't need to be crazy or like.
Do you want to see in your community or world? What difference or what change do you want to see in this community or the world? What change? Maybe just one. Just one. Yeah, I know you want to do many things to save the world, but focus on one. What difference do you want to see in our community or beyond? In our community or beyond? So maybe your heart is like, I want everyone to have a wonderful meal at church. Or maybe it's, I want to make sure all children have a great Sunday school education. Or maybe it's, I want to make sure all the hungry are fed through ocean products. Or maybe it's, I want clergy to all appreciate true parents. Whatever it is, whatever difference that you want to see in the world, see in your community and or the world. Yes. Yeah, I would say community is primary. Yeah, before you save the world, you gotta see the difference here. Actually, okay, that's great. Actually, good point. Let's focus on the community. Before you think of saving the world, let's focus on our community. So what change do you want to see, or what do you want to see more of in this community? Community could be, yeah, not just church community, but, I know you think broad, so. All right, great. Okay, so now we're coming to the end of this exercise. What I want you to do, any of you guys did Mad Libs before? Mad Libs. Wow, only a few people. It's a magazine, and then, no, it's not a magazine. It's like this thing where you fill in words based on, they give you questions, you fill in words, and then it creates these sentences that are quite funny. Yeah, it's called Mad Libs. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. You're going to put the things that you circled and the last statement into one sentence. Okay? So let me explain. The two words that you circled, one strength, one passion, and the difference you want to make or the change you want to see in this community into one sentence. And this becomes your passion statement, okay? And it says, I will use, so start the sentence, I will use my blank, your strength, fill in the blank, and my blank, fill in passion, in order to make that difference you want to see in this community. Wow. Okay, let me repeat that one more time. You're going to make one sentence. I will use my strength and my passion, put in the passion word that you circled, in order to the difference you want to see in our community. That's your passion statement. And it may not make grammatical sense. Don't worry. Okay, now turn to a neighbor and share what your sentence is, even if it doesn't make sense. Share it with your neighbor. I'll give you 2 minutes. Thanks. That was working. Okay. Let's bring it back. Okay, I'll give you guys 30 more seconds since you guys are so excited. 30 more seconds. Okay, let's bring it back. You can continue to discuss this during the break, which is happening right after this. I know you just took a break, but okay. Can I get everyone's attention? Please raise your hand if you can see me and hear me. And wave it. Okay, thank you. Okay, so can somebody share their statement? Yes.
Okay,
Please
so
stand, say your name, and share your statement.
my name is Manuel Lieber, also known as Captain Manny.
Captain Manny.
So this is my statement, collecting all the information I got, and it is like this. I will fix boats to make greater friendships, taking them out fishing.
I will fix boats.
I will fix boats to make greater friendships, taking them out fishing.
I will fix boats to
Strengths,
to
passion, greater friendships.
make greater friendships and take them out fishing
And doing that.
by doing fishing. All right,
Yes.
let's give Captain Manny a hand. Very straightforward. Yes. Again, stand. Please say your name and share us your statement.
My name is George. George, my name. So, I will use my massage therapy gifts to bring about a healthy community, healthy church. Wait,
Healthy community.
yeah,
Okay.
healthy community or healthy church. So
So-
many people dying of ignorance with alternative health. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's give him a hand using his massage therapy to make a healthy community. Yes.
My name is Eric. Oh, I don't know if this will
Eric.
make sense. Let's
Doesn't
see.
have to make sense. It's yours.
A little bit. I will use my joy to be around people, to see more kindness in people during my meditation time.
Okay. Joy
I will use my joy to be around people,
to be with people
to see more kindness in people
and see more kindness. Okay.
during my meditation time. That's
All
the
right.
last part.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's make it work. Let's make it work. Let's give him a hand. Yes. In the back. I saw her first, and then you're next.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sister Merlin. My strength basically is about
Just a statement.
a statement. Okay,
Yes.
I will use my organizing skills and continuous visiting families in order to see a genuine cares to each other.
All right. Very good. Let's give Merlin a hand. Organizing skills and visiting people to provide genuine care. Awesome.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Ruben
Ruben.
Olgado. My statement is I will use my visitation and my admire for car care to see my community financially independent and have more savings.
Oh, did you hear that? Car repair, you said? Yes. There, you can merge your passions, or you just respectfully bow out and disagree and say, I'm going to create my own family group. Okay, so it's okay. You have to find people who are interested in what you're interested in. Okay, so before we continue, I want to say this. This family group and this kind of passion statement is your key into the promised land. Yes, it is the key to the promised land. And the reason why I'm saying this is many times we've done things out of a sense of mission, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in order to really experience the kingdom, you really need to be fully self-aware and manifested of your unique strengths and passions. That's where God dwells. And so the more you do this, the more you're going to find yourself in the kingdom. So it's really important because if you work on this, it's not like, oh, I tried, doesn't work, I guess we should give up. No. This is your passion, your strength. So regardless of how long it takes to be successful, this is part of manifesting who you are. This is God's unique gift to you. And so it is your duty and joy to bring out those jokes, Calvin. Okay? Whether people laugh on it or not, you got to keep going, okay? Keep going. Yes.
Having been in our movement for a long period of time, having been in our movement for a long period of time, yes, I have these passions that have been with me for many years, even before joining our movement. But then being in our movement, I developed other passions as well, which I really did not consider in doing this. But now that I see the end, the end goal, I feel a little differently about what passions I might have chosen had I begun with the end in mind. But because I didn't do that, and also in choosing people, I didn't think of this passion in selecting them. So I think I want to kind of alter my statement a little bit. Is that? Okay, thank you.
So at any point, this is all an exercise. At any point, if you feel you want to adjust, adapt, or change your mission statement, like, you circled one thing, but there's a whole list. So you can also adjust based on whatever you feel is most important. The key factor is, does this work for you? Okay, so you can continually evolve it, and we'll provide the support to do that as well. So anyway, I just want to encourage everyone that this is the pathway to the kingdom, and I want you to encourage you to develop this, because you're going to really find it's not driving time. Okay. Next step, and we're almost done, guys. We have 20 minutes left. So next step is, once you have your Trinity, you're going to have to reach out to them and see if they're interested in being part of your Trinity. And then once you get those 3 people and the whole group, then you can submit your official kind of group online. So we're going to have a form for you to list out who your Trinity is, who your members are, and then you can submit that. And then from there, we'll start to meet on a regular basis to support you. So next step is cool. Cool. It's cool. I want you to list 10 people you want in your family group. 10 people you want in your family group. Now, half of those people can be existing members. Half of those people should include people who are not currently attending church. Like maybe your children. Or your neighbor. Or someone you've been witnessing to. So half of them can be current existing members, and half of them can be new members, or what we call resting members. Yeah, of course you should know them, otherwise. Okay? So make your list, I guess it's really like disengaged or not really engaged people. Right. That's why you have to start with the list, and then you have to invite them. And they might say no, but that's okay. Okay, sorry. It's, huh? Who is a resting member? Right. Okay, right. So, sorry, these are guidelines. Just choose 10 people, whoever you like, okay? Just put 10 people you like on your list. Yes. That's why I'm encouraging.
Then we don't know them anymore. They might not even, I don't know. I actually, in this community, I don't know that many resting people. I know them somewhere else.
Right. So that's why I'm encouraging you to include people who you don't normally see around. I want you to open your heart to include them as part of your list as well. Yes, you have a question.
Yes. So I'd like to make the list just with VIPs, because I have already enough VIPs, so I'm not looking for any, active or non-active members. Is that okay?
So you want only VIPs?
Because they're ready, in my mind, they're ready, half there.
Okay.
Half members in God's eyes.
Whatever you like, Monica. Let's do it. There's no right or wrong answer here. We're all experimenting together. So the litmus test is basically, how you doing 3 months from now? So I want to encourage people to experiment, to try it out, and we'll support you.
My list and his list.
Oh, good question. What if your Trinity members have different people on their list? Yeah, so this list is not an absolute list. This is just your initial list, but you do need to talk with your Trinity members to decide the final 10 list, or the first 10 list. Okay, you can include more, but I want you to have 10 people that you agree on, that you three as a Trinity are committed to taking care of. Why 10? Because any more and you won't. So 10 people, 3 people commit to caring for 10 people, okay? So you need to agree with your Trinity who those 10 people are. And by the way, you do need to invite them to your family group, and they may say no. So that's okay. If they say no, then you find number 11 to be your number 10, you know. So this is all very organic. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write your names, 10 people. Ready? Go. Question, yes. Hi. Good point. Okay, one key point I forgot to mention. Right. I forgot to mention this point. Those 10 people need to be within a 20-minute driving distance. 20-minute driving distance. The reason is, the key for this to work is personal time together. I want you to physically meet together. So 20-minute driving distance. There might be some exceptions, but as a general rule, 20-minute driving distance. Your child might be a 20-second walking distance from you. So we're counting individuals, not couples, so 10 individuals, not 10 couples. So if you choose a couple, then it's 2 people. Okay, it's been 2 minutes, so hopefully you have your list. Don't worry, you can compare notes with your Trinity, and then maybe you might have some common names. That would be amazing. Okay. So the music, I need to cut the reflect. Okay. Okay, we're almost done here. So now that you have your team list, over the next 2 weeks, Mitchell, I'm speaking.
To have substances to enjoy themselves, but they're just wholesomely enjoying time, like games, right? Like campus students are bored, they're stressed, and like they're looking for something, and they'll find whatever they can to satisfy themselves. They have like they don't commit that much to finding something. They just find whatever's available. And so if we have that on campus, then we can draw people. And that's, I didn't know if it was gonna work. Honestly, like substantial plan, like clarity of vision, like the missionaries and like the center members really helped me figure out, because I didn't know what I was gonna do. I just said culture table. I think that's it, and prayed about it. And I think we did Korean culture first. We just had a table in the main hallway, And then from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., we didn't have a single moment where a person wasn't at the table. And at some points, we had like 10 people lined up and crowded around the table waiting to play our game. A simple Korean game, just throwing up a little like rock and catching it the next, and like it's really simple, but we just created a really beautiful environment. People were laughing and having fun. They would go to class, bring their friends from class back to the table and say, this is the table I was talking about. And then so even like faculty members would stop by, a police officer stopped by, and he was like, what are you guys doing? Like, and he was talking to some people, and he's like, none of you guys are students. Like, who's this, what are you doing? And so I was like, oh, actually, I'm the president of the club, I'm the student. So he approached me, and I was kind of scared because he's a police officer. But then he was like, I love what you guys are doing. Like, I've never seen something like this. Keep doing this. You're the only student, then if you need manpower, so if you need help, let me know. Like, I want to provide, like, I can help you set up for events. I have a staff team for, like, this diversity and inclusion, like, program. And so, yeah, we have a police officer support right now, and, yeah. And so, honestly being, oh. Yeah. And so, right now, we, like, again, the big question is, what's the next step? And I agree, I'm not clear on that either. How to take them deeper, how to connect them to Heavenly Parent substantially. I want to eventually inspire them to feel like, I feel grateful towards Mother. It's not just the CARP members that are amazing for creating this environment, but Mother helped us. Like, Mother taught us, and like, oh, we're here because of True Mother. Maybe they don't understand all the intricacies of the only begotten daughter, the theology behind it, but they feel, I appreciate Mother for creating this environment. So I don't know the step to get them there, but we're kind of pushing forward, stepping out into the new ground, and we want to kind of help pioneer this kind of new approach to witnessing through cultural tables. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Shogo and Carp. Yeah, so that's just a taste of what I feel is the future of our community. And I felt like if we can really get good at creating the proper environment for God to dwell, then the witnessing becomes a lot more easier and rather a lot more enjoyable. So that's my hope. So yeah, what I felt was we have the large Sunday service, and we're already starting to adjust those to focus more on creating more of an environment, more music, more discussion, more reflection time, a little bit longer prayer. So we're working on different things. But the large group experience is one aspect, but to really help people feel connected and experience God's love, we felt we need something more personal. And the concept of small group is not new. It's been done many times. Actually, many successful Christian churches use small group as a way to really grow their church. So what we thought was, why don't we really strengthen our small group system more to complement the Sunday celebrations that we have. And that's where we came up with the idea of family groups. Okay? So for the family groups, which, it's basically a version of the small group concept, but it's going to be a bit more centered on, how do I say this? Your own unique passions and strengths, and also categorized based on a target audience. So I'll explain all these in more detail, but the main point I want to leave you with, or start you with, is that imagine every member is part of a family group. And there's about 10 to 13 people in that group. And on a monthly basis, you get a chance to hang out together. Okay? And enjoy each other's company, check in with each other, see how you're doing, maybe celebrate birthdays, maybe have a barbecue. This personal touch experience where someone knows me, someone cares about me, someone's looking out for me. You know, Mr. Faraboli called Takino-san, but if he had a family group to call to pray for him, you know, but imagine, you know, everyone has that kind of family group to feel that support. That's what I feel is going to be really strengthening our church growth process. So the idea is those who are here today, I'm going to help you create your own family group. Okay? It's like, wait, I didn't sign up for that. No, I think it was in the email, so you should have known what you're coming to. It wasn't a luncheon, it was a launch. So I hope it wasn't false advertising. It wasn't luncheon, sorry. Launch. Yeah. The idea is to help you create your family groups today. So within the next 90 minutes, by the end of today, you will leave here with an idea of your family group and feeling excited about what you can create for your closest family and friends. Okay? So that's my hope, is that you leave here with that kind of clarity. So that's kind of the background. So we're going to move into the outline of the program. So there's 4 parts to this today. Well, actually 5. I already just covered the intro. Next, we're going to go into something I call completing. Okay? And I'll explain what that is. And then we're going to go into a personal passion statement process, where each of you are going to come up with a statement that is unique to you. Okay? And then after that, we'll create our family groups, starting with the Trinity. And then we'll end with next steps. Okay, so those are the 5 steps we're going to go through today. And I am committed to get it done by 2:30. So first is completing. So one thing I noticed was that many of you are doing too much. So true. You are doing way too much. Too much meetings. Too much meetings. Too much. So, part of the challenge is we do have many responsibilities, right? We have many hats. We're a son, a brother, a father, a husband, vice versa. And so on top of that, we have multiple missions. I have 3 jobs in Family Fed alone. There's so many different things, right? But what we want to do is to help you kind of complete things that were initiated in the past, things that maybe were central to the Providence at that point or inspiring at that point, but maybe right now it's not so inspiring anymore to continue. And that's okay. That's okay. There's a season and time for everything. Completing is the word I'm using. Yeah. And basically, what I want you to do is first list out all of your different responsibilities and groups. Oh no, I don't have enough time for that, she says. But just to acknowledge to yourself all the things that you're doing, take 2 minutes now to write down all your different responsibilities and meetings that you have in 1 week. What kind of different meetings do you have? Yes. And I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write those down. Like, for example, let's say, for example, you're part of an ACLC meetings or coaching program or Bonodori dance or cooking staff or, all kinds of different groups or extracurriculars that you're doing. I want you to list them. Oh no, the music. Oh, okay. Okay, great. Yeah. Yeah, timer I have, it's fine. I have the timer, yeah. Yes, Sylvain. I think anything, all the things that you're doing. This is about you completing for yourself, so yeah. all the things, including work. Yeah, anything. Thirty more seconds. Okay, let's gather back. We're going to continue for the last 30 minutes. So let's be back in our seats and finish our conversations. Just 30 more minutes, guys. Thank you. Okay, so welcome back. If you can hear me, clap your hands. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so final part. If I can get everyone's attention, that means no mouths should be moving at this time. Okay, thank you. So the last part is creating your trinities. Actually, there's two parts. There's trinities and your family groups. So I want you to now think about who are 3 other people who you think would be excited about your vision. Why 3? Because I think one of them won't be. So think of 3 people, and hopefully 2 of those 3 will say yes. So I want you to list 3 other people who you think will be excited about your stated mission. Whether it's car care or going fishing or telling jokes or cooking food or driving or whatever it is, list 3 people who you think. And it may not include your spouse. Oh, no. It may, but I'm just saying it may not. So you don't have to feel like they have to be, because, sometimes spouses disagree, They may not be into what you're into. And that's okay. But find at least 3 people who will support you in your mission that you just wrote down. 3 people. Wow, someone's already recruiting. Yeah, we need them. Okay, so hopefully you have your 3 names. 3. 2 more, but I want to give 3 in case one of them says no. Yeah. So that's why 3 names. I already know someone will say no. So pick 3 people and then ask one by one, and then one of them might say no. Yes, question. If you don't want to be in a trinity, then you don't have to be. You can participate in someone's family group if you don't want to be. Oh, good point. Okay, so if you don't want to be in a trinity to be a family group host, that's okay too. You can just join another family group that's created here. There were a lot of great ideas here, so you can always be a member of a family group instead of a host. Yes. Can your trinity have 4 people? I believe the definition of trinity is 3. You can decide among yourself who's the 4th. Or maybe one of your couples, you can say, we are one, and call it a quadrinity. Okay, any other questions? Nope, okay. So, I hope you have your 3 other people. And if I can get your full attention. No, doesn't have to be people here. Not everyone's here. So it can be anyone that's here or not here. Put on your list, and plus you still have to ask them. They may or may not say yes, but it starts with the Trinity, guys. Okay, couple more. Question? Right. So that's a great question. So the question is, what if you ask somebody and their passion is different from yours? What do you do? Junkenpoi. Junkenpoi. No. Either. So over the next 2 weeks, I want you to solidify your Trinity and your team. And then submit an online application for your family group, which we'll send out. Yeah, so is there a link that's going to be shown or sent out by email? Okay, why don't you set that up? So there'll be a link for you to submit your official family group. And my plan is that every 2 weeks, I want to meet with the family group hosts. And I know everyone's busy, so you could either alternate or choose one, the most willing person. Yeah, one sacrifice. No, it'll be so fulfilling because I will be facilitating a group coaching session, which is my passion and my talent, and really supporting the family group hosts to continue to develop their team. Okay, and so it's different from a typical meeting per se. It'll be similar to how you notice how I do things. A lot of discussion, pair share, self-awareness, action steps. So it'll be it's like a working meeting, not just a listening meeting, okay? The point of that is to help you be successful in your family groups and for you to grow as a son and daughter of God and as a effective family group host. So I want to encourage, those who can make it to attend that. The first meeting will be October 14th, Saturday, 9 a.m. It will be a 90-minute meeting. Now, before you... Oh, what time is that? Right, so everyone go to the Bridge of Peace after that session. But it's from 9 o'clock to 10:30. You have 2.5 hours to drive. So basically, in the first half hour, we'll have like a group coaching experience with everyone to check in on how the week was, what challenges you face, how to overcome those challenges, and so on and so forth. Then the second 45 minutes, you're going to be in associated teams. So based on the groups that show up, we're going to start categorizing with similar missions. And you'll have a chance to meet together centered on a coordinator. So for example, I think we made some CARP teams here. How many do we got here? Got 6, right? So now they're CARP and the youth, young adult team are organized into 6 teams. So they'll have time with me together with everyone else, and they'll also have half the time together just among their CARP teams, so they can also share best practices with each other. And Jake, you'll probably coordinate that breakout room, for example. We also have groups that are interested in, for example, matching or blessing. There's some teams that are focused on that as their core mission. So they'll have a chance to meet together. Also, we have ethnic ministries. We have a whole bunch of different ethnic ministries. So they're also going to be able to meet together. So we'll have different groups like that, and depending on who applies, we'll start to coordinate those teams so you can also spend time together. But the hope is, by the end of these 3 months that we try this out, we will be more lively and more people engaged and more people joyfully attending service, contributing, receiving education, and voluntarily serving our community. And as the family group host, your mission Number one mission, to be a good host and make sure your guests enjoy themselves. Okay? Your mission is to allow, like Carp demonstrated, the people who are in your family group to feel the environment of God's love. Your mission is not to teach them the divine principle from cover to cover, which I don't think you'll do, right? But your mission is to make sure that every person feels personally cared for. Okay? That's your mission over the next 3 months. Now, having said that, the secondary kind of natural objective is to joyfully get all of our members to become ACEs. Do you guys remember what ACEs are? Right. Why? Because Mother really wants to grow our church. ACEs, A stands for attendance, C, contribution, E, education, S, service. Very good. Yes, C, contribution means monetary contribution. Okay, monetary, very clear, specific, money. Yeah, service is contributing your time and talents. That's the volunteering, that's the S. But C is going to be very important to grow our community and our finances. So, but I think by having the personal care, naturally people, and especially if you as a host are joyfully being in ACEs, then there'll be opportunities to invite your whole family group to get a taste of ACEs as well throughout the 3 months, okay? And you want them to naturally and joyfully become a more committed member. And lastly, here's the hope. Let's say, anyone here with the Bon Odori group? The Japanese dance group? Oh yeah, Japanese. Oh, we have one here too. Okay, three, okay, great. So there's one group that was excited. I don't know if they're gonna form a family group, but they like the Japanese Bon Odori dance, right? Which is a great example. But let's say, it starts with a team of 3 trinities and 10 members. Actually, they have more than 10 members at this point. But let's say that through the 3 months, 5 of those 10 people also become ACEs. They commit to becoming ACEs, right? Now that team may choose the next round to make 2 teams. Based on the 8 ACEs, they might actually make 2 teams and take care of 10 more people each. This is called cell growth, right? And so the ones that are really kind of excited to expand can do so through multiplication, and based on that, we can also multiply and care for more people. So really part of this is, of course, finding your joy and passion. Part of this is also designed to multiply and grow. And the more that you can express your unique joy and passion, the more I think people will also want to participate. So that's the idea, and then we can grow in that way and continue to care for more people. Not everyone will participate in the first round, and that's okay. But as we develop this, I expect to expand and care for more people as we go. And finally, there is a time period, so we're going to do this until end of December. And then we'll come together like this, and we'll share our victories and cry on each other's shoulders for our epic failures as well. But it's all good, because we're going to learn together, and we'll continually improve, and we'll grow. So we want to try for 3 months, and then we'll reorganize and start again in 2024 after a break, about a month. So I really want this to be a learning and growing experience, but with the regular support, I do believe we will be successful. So with that, it is 2:28, so I would like to give the last 2 minutes to Takino-san for concluding remarks.
Thank you. Wow, many people come today. I was so surprised. Actually, I set up the table much less. I thought, I don't expect it such a big group coming after the Sunday service, but amazing. So we really want to feel now we are living in era of Cheong-il-guk. Yes! So 3 months later, we feel, I feel so much joy. I feel that I love more people, and the more people coming because they touch our heart, God's heart. That's why they like to come, not pulling. No, we like to change. That they also coming to us. Then we are a little bit poor. So that kind of the culture we like to create. Like, there I feel the environment totally change 3 months later. So then I love that, the Pastor Naokim said, let's appreciate, then let's complete. Current 10 or 12, my group or my responsibility, then let's start new. Sometimes it's very hard to complete when we already doing more than 20 years, more than 15 years. It's how to stop. No, it's not hard, very hard, but sometimes that's good for us to new start, for new growing, and the new stage we like to enter. So thank you very much. Then let's everybody enjoy!
All right, thank you, Takino-san. All right, so that concludes our meeting today. So maybe we'll finish with how about a closing prayer by Ava? Okay, time. All right, so how many of you had more than 10 things on your list? Got a few hands. How about more than 15? Okay, no one got to 15. I guess that's hard in 2 minutes. Okay, how many of you had just one thing that you're doing? Nobody. Nobody. Okay. Okay. So what I want you to do now is look at that list and divide into things that you have to do or you cannot not do. And then divide it with things that you have some option to do or not do. Divide it. Yeah. Or just check the things that you have to do. Like, for example, I have to continue being a husband, right? But, right. Have to do, and then I don't necessarily have to do, okay? So check the ones that you have to do. Okay. That shouldn't take too long. Now, on the next thing I want you to do is go down the list, and I want you to score each of those responsibilities based on the Kondo test. Marie Kondo test. The Marie Kondo test is, does this activity spark joy? Yeah. And on a scale of 1 to 10, so 10 means yes, whenever I do this, I feel joy. 1 is when I do this, I feel like dying. That's a 1. And 10 is when I do this, wow, I feel joy. So score each of your responsibilities from 1 to 10. Yeah, just, no, all of them. Even the ones you checked off and you didn't check off, I want you to score them. I want you to be very aware of what activities you're doing in your life is bringing you joy. You can take the average then. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute, 2 minutes, 90 seconds to score each of your responsibilities on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is I experience joy doing this. 1 is I feel like dying when I do this. Yes, please be honest. I'm not going to check your scores. You can be honest. This is for yourself. Let's take 30 more seconds. Okay, let's wrap it up here. So, I want to hear, did you have any activities that was a 1? Oh, we have a few, okay. How about less than 5? Any activities you're doing that's a less than 5? Okay. So, I want you to imagine a life where the things that you do are at least a 6 or higher. Okay? So, some things you cannot let go of. How many had things that they have to do that was less than a 5 or 5 or less? 5 or less of the things you checked off. Okay, so there are a few things that you have to do that doesn't bring you joy. Like, for me, taking out the trash on Saturday morning and Wednesday morning doesn't necessarily bring me joy, but I have to do it, right? So there are a few things that you have to do that you can't. Now, someone said, and I heard it twice, that for some activities, when you start, you feel like you don't want to. But by the end of it, you feel a little bit better having done it. So there are certain things that get better as you complete the task. And so here's a trick. If you imagine the completion of the task before you start the task, you can enjoy the feeling even before you do the task. So I imagine, for example, my wife not yelling at me that I forgot to take out the trash, because that feels worse. And sometimes I make it a point to, when I come back after the morning meetings and I say, oh, honey, I took out the trash today.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, you're welcome, you're welcome. And that simple, short give and take gives me a little bit more joy to do that simple task that I don't like to do. So there are ways you can actually work on the things that you have to do that you don't feel joy. There are ways to make it a little bit more joyful. Okay, so I want you to think about how you can do that. Now, the other list is more important. How many of you had things that you didn't check off, meaning you don't have to do them, but gave a score of 5 or less? Nobody? Okay, let me say the question one more time. Maybe you didn't understand. So remember I asked you to check off the things you have to do, and then there's the stuff you don't have to do, but you are doing? Among that list, were any of those things a score of 5 or less? The ones that you don't have to do. That you don't have to. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, about 10 of you guys. Okay. So, for the things that you don't have to do, and they're scored low, you can either find ways creatively to increase the score, the joy score, or I, as a senior pastor of New Jersey Family Church, give you permission to let it go. You have 1 hour to decide to let it go. Okay, so here's the thing. Now, you may have to explain to your team leader or your boss, oh, Pastor Naokimi said, I can let this one go. You can use me as the bad guy. The point is, the more you engage in things that you don't enjoy, but you feel like you have to do, the more it takes away from everything else in your life. It's better that you focus on less things and do it well than do many things and do them all poorly. Does that make sense? So I want you to learn how to focus on a few things that you can do well. Does that make sense? I know it's easier said than done. That's why we're having this whole process. And part of the completing process, okay, so I want you to do that. Okay, take the list of things that you don't have to do and circle the one that has the lowest score, even if it's higher than 5. We'll just practice one thing. Look at your list, the things you didn't check, the ones that you don't have to do, and then circle the one that, or other, instead of circling, let's circle the one that had the lowest score. Okay, everyone do that now. Circle the one that got the lowest score. Yeah, that you don't have to do. Circle it. We're going to do a little ceremony to help you let it go. Okay? Well, we can't control what other people do. We can only control what we can do. So this is for yourself. This is for yourself. Circle the thing got the lowest score. Circle it. Okay. Now, if you remember in the Kondo method, what do you do with things that you no longer find joy in? You appreciate them. Actually, I think in one sense, she even offered a prayer to thank the things that are no longer serving before letting it go. So what I want you to do, if you're ready, now some of you may not be ready to let this go, but if you are ready, then I want you to take a moment, look at the thing that you circled, and say a moment of appreciation and thank you for whatever it provided you up till now. Okay, moment of silence for that one item that you circled. Okay. And if you want to honor it even more, take a moment to think about what's one thing you learned or gained from that activity that you circled. One thing in the past or currently, one thing you appreciate from that activity that you circled. One thing. And final step, if you're ready, I want you to take your pen and cross it out. Cross it out. Yes, maybe we should sing that song. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. You give yourselves a hand for letting go of one thing, as difficult as it is. Okay, so you can repeat that process for your whole list of what, to get more clear on what it is that you want to focus on. And in the next phase, I'm going to help you get clear on what is your primary joy and focus point. So we're going to work on that next. But first, I wanted to go over the completing process so that you can let go of a few things so you can focus on the central thing. Make sense? Okay. It is, we started 12:30, right? Okay. All right, so that's that. So now we finished the completion process. Actually, I would like to ask any bold volunteers to share, if you want to, what you crossed out. I'm curious.
For the last 2.5 years, I worked as a notary signing agent doing real estate closings to make some extra income. And there were many aspects of it that I really enjoyed, but in the last few months I've realized that the main aspect, the actual work, I did not enjoy. And it's very detailed work, and the companies that I contracted with, one main company was always criticizing my work. They rate you every month and they give you demerits when you make mistakes. And it's very detailed work, like if you leave out a signature or a stamp. And I realized that that is really not my strong suit. But I did appreciate the fact that I learned to attend to details more. But eventually, when I discovered something else that I would prefer to do, I decided to let it go, even though it did bring in pretty good income. So it wasn't that easy. It was a struggle between the money issue and the do I like this issue. But finally, I decided to pursue this other idea, and so I let it go, and I actually put a line through it. So.
Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Okay. So again, this is not easy to do, but this is a very healthy process in life to bring things to closure. We're very good at initiating many things, but we're not so good at completing or closing things. So I want you to close things systematically so that you can have more energy to do the things that you are currently focusing on. Okay, I wanted to hear more, but actually we're short on time, so I'm going to move on. But okay, so now that we completed, we're going to go into the personal passion statement process. Okay, so it's the very simple process, but I want you to create these because this will guide you in finding and choosing your primary activities, okay? So, first question is, and I talked about it this morning, list 3 to 5 of your strengths, things that you're good at. List 3 to 5 of your strengths, things that you are good at. And I'll give you 1 minute to write it down. And if you're lost, ask your neighbor. Maybe you have a sense of humor. Maybe you're organized. Maybe you're spontaneous. Maybe you like numbers. Maybe you like people. Maybe you don't like people. That's okay too. Maybe you're just doggone persistent. Maybe you're a good singer, artist. Maybe you're good at taking care of pets. Cooking. Sleeping. Okay. Okay, so I want you to now look at that list, and I want you to circle one. Circle one that just jumps out at you in terms of what's your strength. Circle one. Doesn't have to be the right one, just circle one. Okay, we're done with that part. Next part. Well, this one's a hard one. What are your passions? You have to list 3 to 5. No, that was strength. That was strength. 2 different things. Strength are things that you're good at. Passions are things that you love to do. Those are 2 different things. Like, you may be passionate in singing. Other people may not appreciate you doing it. So there's things that you're good at and things that bring you joy. 2 different things. I want you to write down your passions. It could be the same, yeah. It's rare, but they could be the same. And you can list it twice if that's the case. Passions are things that bring you joy. Things that when you do, you lose the sense of time. Things that you can do late into the night. Those are passions. Yes. No, joy to you. To you. That's a passion. Bring joy to you. Strengths is the things that you're good at. What you're good at. Are you good at math? Are you good at science? Are you good at walking, baseball? What are you good at? Passion is what brings you joy. And again, rarely, but it does happen where both are the same. Good driver, okay. Okay, so that's the passion question. Please circle 1. Circle 1. So you circled 1 strength, now circle 1 passion. I know. Don't worry, you still have the list with you. This is just the exercise. Okay, last question. Last question. What difference? Car care. Okay. The first thing was your
Visitation.
visitation?
Yeah.
Visitation. Visitation. Like visiting people.
Yes.
That's your strength. Okay. Visitation and car care to give us more savings. Let's give him a hand. All right. Anyone need car care?
Good afternoon. My name is Elena Bahian. I said I will use my skills in singing and my ability to gather the children to make the children's choir so that there will be a balanced participation in the singing between the children and the adults. Thank you.
All right. Look at that. Singing children's choir and Bob, and then back there, and then we'll wrap it up.
I just want to testify, Ruben is fulfilling what he's just said because he came and fixed the window on our car that was smashed.
Wow.
And he saved us lots of money. Thank
Talk
you.
about advertising here.
So, good guy. He does what he says. My statement is, I will use my teaching ability in order to make a school that will make a difference in students and families' lives.
All right. Already doing that. Bob's already living his dream. And let's pass the mic back to behind you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, my name is Johnson Kuhn. Just like my dear beloved sister, who said that I'm good in driving. So I will use my driving skill to help anybody in the community. Also, I will use it to visit anybody who might need help, so that can also help them to get to where they want to go. So that is my strength. Thank you.
Got it. Driving and helping others to serve the community. Yes, please.
So, I'm good at.
Your name
my
first.
name is Hayo Chung, and I'm good at cooking. And my cooking my delicious cooking can bring people together.
All right. Delicious food to bring people together. Amazing.
My name is Calvin Mayo. Actually, I will use my joke-telling talent to tell good jokes, to make people laugh. I love joke-telling. You don't know that now. I'm good at it, actually. To make people love each other.
All right. Using jokes to make people laugh and bring people together. Great. All right. Let's give everyone a hand for putting it together. Thank you. Okay. So at this time, I want to give you guys a 15-minute break, but there's one homework during the break besides taking care of your break needs. Tell at least 3 people your statement during the 15-minute break. Actually, maybe 3 is too much. Tell at least 1 person during your break your statement. And then you can use the rest of the time to take a restroom break. All right, see you back at 2 o'clock.
It's Eva, by the way. All right, please join me in prayer, everybody. Our dearest Heavenly Parent, God, true parents, we're here as this large group of people within Clifton Family Church, full of different interests and full of different passions and experiences. God, I felt so inspired by this new idea of, we get to decide what it is that we want to offer, God. We get to share our passions with the world. We get to join in with people who actually are excited about doing something and do it together. And through those passions, we get to actually express your unique characteristic that's within each and every single one of us. It's so cool. It's so exciting that we get to actually create something and take ownership and build something together. And so, God, I pray that you can work with us and through us in this new method, in these family groups, that we can join together, feel like families, but also that we can each express exactly what it is that you gave each and every single one of us. Because, God, this is a community full of so many interesting people with passions and talents that we haven't even been able to discover yet, that we haven't even been able to see yet. But if each person can really let their own inner light shine, how much more would we be able to know you even just through seeing each other each and every single day? And how much more can we reach out to people and help them feel your love if we're actually feeling your love while we're doing the things that we do? So God, please be with us and help each person feel the inspiration and feel the excitement of the potential of this program, and help us to come together and find unity and be able to move forward in a new direction and really uphold and uplift True Mother's ideas for what it is that we can do with this movement, with this environment, how much love we can share to God's people all over the world and all over our community and within Clifton Church. So yes, we want to offer this meeting to you and offer each of our family groups to you, and let's do it together, God. Pray this on behalf of everyone here in my name, Eva Schneider, daughter of Stephen and Schneider's Bliss Central family. Aju.
Aju. All right, thank you, Eva. And thank you, everyone, for joining today. Have a great rest of Sunday. Take care. You may go home now.